Hello everyone, GameDog here, and welcome back to Damble Updates. Today we have Stick Ranger version 18.2. Now this time around, they've gone through some of the earlier levels, and they have added some cards. They have added level 7 cards to some bosses that either didn't drop much or didn't drop anything. I actually kind of like that they're going through and like giving enemies with no drops previously just some things to drop, because it's really nice, and it's always nice to get some new upgrades to the weapons. And I have a feeling we're going to need them pretty soon too, because I get this odd feeling that the next stage they add is going to be the final boss. I believe at this point the only enemies they have not added items to are the enemies for Hellgate, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's just go through and actually see what all these cards do. First, we have the Quicks card 7, which is dropped by the Hellgate boss. Nothing is still dropped by the enemies, but it's the boss still drops something, which is nice. The Quicks card 7 decreases your agility by 60%, which means that any given attack will only need to charge for like 40% of the time it normally would, which is really great. That is an insanely fast firing rate for pretty much anything. Next is the Longsword card 7, which is dropped by the Inferno 2 boss. This one adds 25 pixels of length to your sword, which is pretty great. The next one is the Catapults card 7, which is dropped by the Inferno 3 boss. Now, this one increases the length of any weapon you equip it to by 150 pixels, which I believe on its own is maybe around half of the stage length, which is incredible. It pretty much means that anything with any sort of length whatsoever is just going to be able to hit the entire screen now, which is pretty fantastic. Next, we have the Guides card 7, which is dropped by the Cavern 8 Germ. There's a little Germ enemy in Cavern 8. This is the only one that isn't dropped by a boss. It's dropped by that little Germ enemy you sometimes find in the water instead. This one increases your guide length by 70, and this one's a little hard to explain. Basically, it just like, if you throw a projectile at enemies, it'll sort of guide to them, which is very, very useful. Next is the Bullets card 7, which is dropped by the Hellgate boss. There are quite a few of these that are actually dropped by 2 bosses, actually. This one increases the number of bullets any weapon you use will fire by 150%. Very great for weapons that fire very numerous numbers of shots. It's a very, very good ability overall. Next, we have the Critical card 7, which is dropped by the Blood Lake boss. This one makes it so 15% of the time when you attack, your attack is going to be increased by 900%. Which is pretty ridiculous. Pretty much a full heal if you do it with any sort of those like stealing abilities. Next is the Berserker card 7, which is dropped once again by the Blood Lake boss, and it increases your attack by 150%, pretty much all of the damage you do, but it makes it so your defense is subtracted by 200%, which I think means everything will do double damage to you now, which it might be worth it. I haven't really bothered with the Berserk cards, but it could be fun. Then finally, we have the Katanas card 7, which is dropped by the Inferno 2 boss. This is a card that can only be equipped to the Gladiator, and increases his attack by 50% and adds 10 pixels of length to his sword. So there we go, some more some more cards to play around with. And I fear we're going to need all the preparations we can get for this final boss coming up, because, my goodness, it is getting close. So, well, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.